This morning, after 3 days of historic debate at the Supreme Court, supporters and opponents of President Obama's health care law can only sit and wait.
The justices are expected to announce their decision in June. Chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford was at the High Court for the final day of arguments. Jan, good morning.
Well, good morning, Erica. It does appear at the end of this historic 3 days of arguments that the justices are inclined to strike down the key part of this law, the requirement that all Americans buy health insurance. And yesterday in that courtroom, Justice Stephen Breyer showed just what that could mean. And he did just this. He held up this section of law that says this is the section that requires us to buy health insurance. And this is the rest of this massive law. If we strike down this, what are we going to do about the rest of it?
May I ask you about the argument that's made in
The arguments Wednesday showed what was at stake, not just the requirement to buy health care, but the entire health care law. The conservatives and moderate swing Justice Anthony Kennedy suggested if the mandate was gone, the whole thing should be scrapped.
When have we ever really struck down what was the main purpose of the act and left the rest in effect?
The typically blunt Justice Scalia suggested it would be better if Congress started with a clean slate instead of the court deciding which of the law's other provisions would stand. And he joked that reading the 2,700-page law would violate a constitutional amendment, cruel and unusual punishment.
What happened to the Eighth Amendment? You really want us to go through these 2,700 pages?
Liberal justices like Ruth Bader Ginsburg pushed to save the rest of the massive health care law.
Why shouldn't we say it's a choice between a wrecking operation, which is what you are requesting, or a salvage job? And the more conservative approach would be salvage rather than throwing out everything.
The Obama administration concedes that without the mandate, popular provisions like banning insurance companies from denying coverage to people with pre-existing conditions would be doomed.
Now, going into these hearings, there were a lot of people, particularly the law supporters, who said, oh, this is an easy case. There's no way this court would strike down that individual mandate. But it is clear after these 3 days that was just wishful thinking. This is a really complicated, complex case, and it does appear right now, anyway, that there is a majority who's going to strike down not only that requirement that we all buy health insurance, but perhaps the entire law. We'll know for sure by the end of June. Charlie and Erica?
Jan, thank you so much.